pimp out your car. Then you pimped out your house. Now you're trying to pimp out the music world. But wait, I can help you with that. Patchwork Cables. They have the finest cables available and they're handmade. Don't forget to use the discount code Ast3rix for a 10% discount.
Yay, we made it to the end of the week. And I have been like messing around all week with different styles of music. And I missed Wednesday, and I apologize for that. And I'll make up some more shows for you this weekend. So I've been working on getting back into R&B, and in doing so, taking a little bit of time to reevaluate the style and how I want to do it. So yeah, you're always working on those 10,000 hours. Actually, it becomes more than 10,000 hours. You just continue to learn. So even if you've surpassed the 10,000 hours that everybody keeps talking about that you really need before you start seeing progress, you never quite finish. You're always like progressing forward. Because I can tell you for sure I've been at this for almost 10 years plus. And I started out doing a lot of basic songwriting stuff. From there, I started learning more about how to play piano, and I progressed into songwriting and doing things like that because it was very popular at the time. Lots of R&B, kind of hip hop stuff. From there, I took a break in between there sometime. I came back. I started working on pop, kind of up-tempo, kind of hip-hoppy stuff. And I took another break. You get to the point where you really get burned out, so you kind of take breaks in between. But if you do take a break, don't take such a long break, like years break, because it really makes you have to reset and start over. But that's what I did. That's just my experience. And I came back. I started working on learning all of the modern music and how modern music is made, and listening to a lot of different new artists. I can appreciate all the new sounds and the new rap styles and the new vocalists and the new vocal styles that are out there. And I am struggling on a serious note with the new vocal styles, because it's not just singing anymore. It's like singing and rapping, which is two separate things altogether. Combining those things can be quite a challenge. And I really applaud those who can do it effortlessly. I'm going to have to spend at least 10,000 hours on that alone, because the voice is an instrument in itself, and it's like learning how to play the guitar. I have to spend a whole lot more time listening to what I sound like and getting comfortable with recording myself and what I sound like. It's just super challenging. So I'm always learning and pushing myself. I don't get scared about stuff. I don't really care what people think. I know that I have to put in the work to get better at what I do. And it's just a part of personal growth and development. I just care about sharing my journey. There are a lot of other people who are out there doing the same things, sharing their journey. And I listen to a lot of the artists who have made it, per se. I wouldn't say that made it to me is like working with artists who are multi-million-dollar platinum selling artists, but people who have placements and who've been in the industry for a long time. And some of them, I swear, some people are good at giving advice and some people just are not. And it really bothers me when I hear people who have been in the industry for a long time giving really jaded feedback to people who are up and coming, who are wanting to be in their shoes and being able to move forward. You have to, unfortunately, when you get into positions of leadership, leadership requires self-control. Sometimes you just want to blabber your mouth about some of everything, but people are listening to what you're saying and they're looking up to you as a role model. And even though you may not have designated yourself as a role model, you are a role model, unfortunately. And that's just part of being a leader. So I really wish some of the people who are calling themselves trying to give advice to others who are starting out, I wish they would really think about what they are saying before they open their mouths. Because once you open your mouth on film, on tape, on, digital formats and Instagram and Twitter and all these other platforms, it can't be erased. So you can't retract your statements. It becomes a part of the public record, and it is unfortunately looked at as a part of your personality, and people will think of you in that respect no matter how much time passes and what other things in your life has changed. You just it's really sad. And I really encourage kids who are starting out and they're getting on social media to be really mindful of what they are doing and what they are saying, because down the road, once you get into college, you graduate and you go looking for that first job, the employers are looking at your profile and going back, even though it may have been years ago, you may have said something extremely stupid at the time. They look at that as part of your personality and an assessment of who you are as a person. So I truly advise parents and people in leadership positions to really be mindful of what you're saying to people when you're talking on social media platforms. You can just, you can be yourself. It's great and it's fantastic. But again, you have to be mindful of your audience and of those who are looking up to you as a person of a leadership role. And it's just it can't be undone. That's all I've got to say. I'm going to get off the shoebox on that one. So again, I've been working on R&B and just trying to revisit it, and also working on vocals, which is a struggle. I've been trying to do some vocal exercises so that I can extend my range, which is problematic. But I'm not going to get discouraged by it. And also songwriting, effortless for me, has become a struggle as well. I want to write about everything that I see and everything that I hear, but that's just not a good idea. It's also got me in a very negative mood, which has made me to have to step back from social media. So I am just a very emotional person, and all of this negative energy has really affected my ability to be able to just focus. While I'm trying to refocus and get my energies placed back on what I'm working on, which is quite a few things. I'm working on this pack that I'm going to be releasing, also developing other packs down the road that are going to be released as well. I'm continuing to strengthen my own songwriting abilities by trying different styles and experimenting with different sounds. I want to delve deeper into some of the older hip hop styles that are starting to turn back around again, which is rather interesting. Lo-fi has become extremely very popular nowadays, and kids call it music to study by, which is kind of funny to me. Music to study by and to sleep by. It's something about having a drone of a drum beat, the rolling around in my head when I'm trying to sleep, and I just couldn't do it. It was very disturbing. But that is a possibility for some people, and just not for me. And that's just fine. But I am going to start tinkering around more with older hip hop styles and doing some of the sample chopping stuff, so I can really start to really evaluate that style. Playing more acoustic style drums and blending it with trap and hip hop and R&B, kind of a collage of stuff. Again, I go by what I grew up listening to, so my style, personal style, tends to be mixed with a lot of different things. And when I sit down and listen to the music that I make, it sounds like a lot of different styles that I have grown to love and know. So let's get into this track that I've been messing with. So sometimes I'll go out on Splice, not on a regular basis, but every once in a while when I feel like I just want to try to find something different. Splice is a really good way to like explore different sounds if you're just kind of looking for something a little different. I ran across this guitar sample, and come to find out, it was in a pack that I had previously downloaded, so I had to go back and look through the pack to find the sound. So I was digging through the guitar samples, and I rolled up on this Ast3rix guitar. Okay, so that's not the original sound, and the reason why is I ended up, let me just bring this over some so you can see it. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I ended up having to pitch it up, and I'm using something I had never used before. This is a Waves plugin. It's called Ultra Pitch. This was originally in D sharp, and I raised the pitch of it, and I also added a Guitar Rig 5. I'm using a patch called Hardcore 51. It's from the Pop Styles presets, and I put in a low cut off because I didn't want it to bleed into the sub sound. So that's kind of what's going on with that. So then I put some chords in there. So I'm using a keyscape. The keyscape is using the Rhodes again. So I'm really loving the LA Custom Lush. This thing is amazing to me. This is an awesome Rhodes sound, and I really love it. So I paired that with a Replica XT, and I'm using a patch called U-Vibish, and it gives it like a kind of a wavy vibrato, kind of modern vibrato kind of sound to it. And I am also doing a low cut on that because I wanted to leave the sub kind of in the 200 range. So I've got a sub in there, and it is a Sub Lab, and it's one of my custom patches that I just customized further, so I made it a different patch name. Again, look out for this pack. It's going to be part of my free pack that I release. Again, I'm slowly building up these packs. The very first pack is going to be like contain a bunch of patches and stuff that I've been working on over the past month. So this is a really solid kind of distorted kind of sub, and I've got a couple of different ones where I've taken samples from my Serum building sessions, and then I've layered them into the Sub Lab and did some manipulation. And Sub Lab is a really good tool for building subs, because it allows you to be able to add harmonics instantly without having to add another plugin, which is always problematic. But my issue is that I'm in love with the FabFilter Saturn II. So I have to have it. I have to have the FabFilter Saturn II in there, because with these new modulators down here at the bottom, it really allows you to really tune the sub to work in your mix a lot smoother, which paired with changing the style of modulation, which is really awesome. This is a really good plugin too. So from there, I got a kick and a snare. I've got a hat, something I've not used, a shaker, and I am having problems with mixing this. It is almost too loud. It acts as a source of white noise to me. It sounds very white noise-ish. So I have to like turn the volume down all the way to the point to where it's not so annoying to me. So I have the volume very low, but it's still, because it's such a harsh sound, I can still hear it. It sounds like it's really taking over the entire mix to me. So I'm learning about how to mix this one. And I've been playing with Arcade again. Arcade has been releasing some really interesting lines for the Hooked series. And I just gone back through here, and I just started going a little haywire and nuts, pulling sounds out of here. And they have got some awesome vocal clips in here. I really wish they would list who these artists are that they've acquired these samples from, because oh my goodness, these people are amazing. So from there, I've got that. I pulled in a Shep's Omni channel, because it's just my thing that I do for vocals, and I've got a vocal writer to keep the volume contained. But I'm also gonna have to add, while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna have to add a Sound Toys echo in there. Hold on, let me find it here, because the echo effect that comes with Arcade is a little harsh to me, and it's not controllable in a way that I like. So let me find my classic right there. Let's see what that sounds like. Alright, so let me go to the section. Alright, let me go to this section right here where the vocal is available. Okay, yeah, that's weird. I just wanna die young. I just wanna die young. Yeah, yeah. I just wanna die young. I just wanna die young. Much better. I just wanna die young. Okay, yeah. See, I still hear it. The thing that I'm not liking is the tape, the echo tape delay. Come on, work with me. This right here, because it has a tail that strings a long time. So I'm gonna turn that off, and I'm just gonna use the Sound Toys Echo Boy to let it handle the that echo, because that's annoying. Just try this one more time.
I just wanna die, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
I just wanna die, I just wanna die, I just wanna die,
Alright, so let me just play this for a second, because something happened to my mix and that was not cool. Let me see what happened here.
I just wanna die.
2 hours later.
What happened was, when I went into that guitar rig, I accidentally selected another patch. And the patch that I was working on is actually called oh, come on, what is going on here? This thing is really acting strange today. Okay, so styles, pop, and it is Prince in the Rain. Come on. Yeah, Prince in the Rain is the patch I'm using. So for some weird reason it switched it. I'm not sure why. So that is pretty much the crusp of this song, and I'm going to play the song now. Well, that's what I have for you tonight on this one. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And give me a thumbs up if you're liking it. I'll see you on the next one.